Okay, so let me show you a few things. I want to show you how to quickly run through how you can find every vacant property with $100,000 of equity in your zip code, whatever zip code you want. So how can you find people? We're back to the sniper approach. How can I find people in my area that have $100,000 worth of equity in an area I want to invest in? I'm going to show you how to do that. Oh, and not only is that, it's got 100,000 of equity in your area, plus the house is vacant. Vacant houses, somebody's got to do something with that vacant house, okay? Then I'm going to show you how to find the property owner's contact information. I'm going to show you exactly how to get their name, their email, the phone number, their mailing address. Then you'll see how I can send them a voice broadcast and design a postcard and print it and send it for you without you even having to leave your computer chair. Let me make sure you understand what I mean by voice broadcast. This automatically can call them and leave them a voicemail that says, hey, I want to buy your house, without you having to leave your computer chair. And the best part about this, you can do it in 5 to 7 minutes. It is so super easy, so super fast to do this. Okay, so I want to do these live demos for you here. Let me get logged in here. It looks like it refreshed it. Now, this is all live. These things change all the time. There are so many data points that we have coming into here, from bankruptcy to foreclosure records to county information. I mean, you name it, everything's in here, but it's updating. So if you're watching this or trying to do the same thing, you know, next week or tomorrow, whatever the case is, the results are going to be different because they're constantly changing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my office zip code. Our corporate office is located in 84088. Okay, so I'm going to put in the zip code there, and I'm going to click on this, and it's going to pull in all the information for 84088 zip code. Now you can put any zip code you want. Okay, now one of the things that you can do, and this is a side note, this is kind of outside of the scope, but one of the things to determine the best zip codes to be investing in, you're going to want to use some statistics and analytics, which is all just right here for you. You can change this to be, 6 months. Is what I recommend. This can tell you the price per square foot and what's happening in the area just in this zip code right here. You can put multiple zip codes of the county. This tells you days on market based upon bedrooms. This tells you rents. This tells you price changes. Again, it defaults to 30 days, but I like to look at 6 months, but it depends on what you're doing. Inventory is going down. That's what's happening in this area. You can print this off if you want to. The other thing to help you to help you get information is looking at these analytics. So that can be really helpful. Again, that's outside of the scope. I mean, that was more than we were going to go over. The other thing you can do is if you only want to go after properties that have 2 bedrooms or 3 bathrooms, let's say you're buying and you want to rent a property out or buy for a rental, you could come in here and you could get more detailed than what we're doing right now. But let's go back to the scope here. We want people in a zip code. I'm going to use my office, 84088. And then I want to know anybody. I'm going to come here to ownership information, and I want to go to vacant homes. Now, where we get this information for vacant homes is postal records. So the post office goes to deliver something, and the mail is all jammed up, and they can't fit it in. They put back, and the post office comes and tells us, hey, nobody's living in this home. So that's what we're using for that, among a few other things. But that's a primary. So I go there, and then what I do is I come down here to equity and mortgage information, okay? And I want to say they have over 100,000 of equity, and I click the apply key, and it's loading. It's calculating all kinds of data. It takes a few minutes. Bear with me. So it is telling me there is 76 properties in my area, 84088, where the house is vacant and the house has over $100,000 of equity. Both of those characteristics, there's 76 here. Now there's going to be a few duplicates and that type of stuff, which I'll show you how to scrub for here in a minute. But there's 76 properties. That took me 3 minutes. Is that amazing? Is that awesome? I mean, are you serious? Like, you know exactly. Let's just grab this first property right here, and let's just use this one. So this has all the pictures when it was on the MLS, however long ago it was. This home is currently on the market, actually. But this property has a 0 mortgage balance, and we think there's $237,000 worth of equity. And this is the mailing address for the owner. You'll see this property is on Ponderosa Lane, but the owner is not on Ponderosa Lane. So that tells us it's a property, and this house is vacant. Let's grab another one. This one's actually on the market right now. We can find one that's not on the market. I don't know, maybe this one's not on the market. We'll see. You could have scrubbed before if you wanted to honor off the market. This one is not Oh, this one's on the market as well. So you can tell it whether you want on or off the market. But the scope of what we wanted to talk about in this search, in this live search, is pick a zip code, or you can pick a county or multiple zip codes where the property is vacant, nobody lives there, and it has over $100,000 worth of equity. That's what this list is. Isn't this awesome? Now, what I can do is I can click this button and I can create a list. I hit add to list, I create new, and I'm going to put marketing, demo list. And let's put, this is 84088. So I'm going to put the zip code, and I'm going to put it's 100K, and I'm going to put vacant. Okay, so you guys have to remember this marketing demo list because we're going to come back to this. And I hit the save key. This is going to scrub for duplicates. It takes me down to 29 properties. So this is, we're in a small zip code here. So there's 29 properties when you scrub for those duplicates. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the next thing that I'm going to show you, I want to show you how to do one more thing. I want to show you how to get the owner's information for this, okay? So one of the things I showed you already, and since we've saved that list, it's there, but I showed you how to get the mailing address for that owner, which is just right there. Now, since we built that list, now we can come down and we can, whoops, I went to the wrong thing. We're going to come here to contacts. When you click on the contacts here, we come to what's called add new. When I add new, I select the contacts that I want, and I'm going to choose. Remember that group? We said marketing demo 100K. There's 29 people on that list. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to pull them up. So now I've got the property address and the mailing address. So you can see where the mailing address is versus the property address. So like this first one, it's a different address. The second one, it's a different address. This one, it's a different address, just slightly. This one, it's a different address. So we are mailing not to the property, but we're mailing to where the owner that owns the property goes to if you choose to mail. You don't even have to mail. So then I'm hitting add to contacts because what I'm going to show you how to do now, I select this. We're all doing this in just a couple of minutes. I hit the done key and I hit next. And then what I say is, hey, I want to get the land phone number, the cell phone number, and the email address for these contacts. So these 29 people we pulled over. Now there is an additional expense. This expense varies, but you're roughly going to be 10 to 20 cents. You only get charged per record that we're able to get for you. So we do that. And then you've got to decide if you want to do the do not call list or that type of stuff. And then you've got to accept the terms. So basically for $8.50, if they can get me everything, if they can get me 17 landlines and 34 cell phones and 34 email addresses, and this is an add-on service, it's going to cost me $8.50. Now, whatever they can't get me, they don't charge me for. Now, it's really important that you realize this is going to get the most recent email, phone number, address. It doesn't mean it's necessarily theirs right now. It's the closest one, the most recent one that it has that we can get. And it's by using what's called skip tracing, which is really cool. You click on place the order, bada boom, bada bang. You've got the information for cell phone numbers and email addresses for these people, or the most recent. I mean, it's a very low expense to find it, so you want to get the most recent that you possibly can. We know the mailing address is really good, but we're getting the best email and cell phone numbers and those things that we possibly can. So we've done that. Could you imagine just doing this? Like literally in less than 5-7 minutes, we have targeted people in a specific zip code that have $100,000 worth of equity, that have a vacant property. This is a sniper approach. These people have a problem and they need help. They own a property they don't want to own. It's vacant. It's getting deteriorated. The snow's going to start flying soon. The property's going to get in disrepair. They've got to get rid of this property. So we know they more than likely have a high level of motivation. The second thing is we know they've got $100,000 of equity, or we have a pretty good educated guess that they have $100,000 worth of equity, which means I can buy it as a real estate investor and go make some money on it, and I can help them solve their problem. That's what it's all about. Then I take that data, I throw it in here, I can get the landlines, the cell phones, the email addresses, and I can click a button and it will call all of them, or it will email all of them. Or if I wanted to, I could send a postcard. Again, we're not taking a shotgun approach. We're not sending out thousands of mailers hoping one of them comes up. We're going to send 29 to a very targeted list. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. So I could put the billing information, and you can see that, but that's outside of what we want to do here. So the next thing that I want to show you to do is how to actually do this voicemail broadcast that we've been talking about and how simple it is. So then you come down here to campaigns. I got to grab a drink here. Okay, so I come down here to campaigns. And I'm going to click on new campaign, and I can call this, marketing demo, whatever we want to call this. Yeah, we'll just call it that same thing. And I decide the targeted list that I want to be going after, and then I save it. And then I have the ability to set up a website or add activities and that type of stuff. I don't want to do all that today. I can send a postcard, or I can send an email just from here. Boom, click send the email once I have that list. So I want to show you how to do the voicemail. That's what I promised you that I'd show you today. And the way I'm going to do the voicemail is you put a caller ID. So you add or edit caller ID. You can put whatever your cell phone number is in here. Okay, and then you can do a recording. So you can just add a recording into here, or if you don't have one, you can create a new recording, and all you do is call this number, put in this PIN, and then whatever you say now becomes the recording. You hit the hang up button and it's all ready to go. You can save the recording right there. Then you say, I want this to go out. Maybe you want it to go out after work. So you say, hey, I want this to go out Monday, at 3:30 in the afternoon to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And then you save that. You tell it how many calls you want to make at once. You click this button and it's save and activate, and boom, those voicemails will go out. Now, I want to make sure you understand how this voice broadcast works. It's super, super cool. Now, there's a small fee for the voice broadcast. It's a couple of cents. I mean, it's 10 cents or 20 cents. It's irrelevant. But there's a cost to do that because there's a provider that provides that. Same with the skip tracing. So basically how the voice broadcast works is the phone does not ring, okay? But it does show a missed call and it leaves a voicemail. This is so cool because it's not annoying for people. They get the call and it just shows as a missed call. It never rings. Oh man, I got a missed call. Sometimes it's even more interesting because they're like, I got a missed call. I don't remember missing anybody's call. And so then they look at the phone and then they listen to the voicemail. And if your voicemail's right, we've got some great scripts and things for voicemails, but it's really saying, hey, I'm buying houses in this area. If you're interested in selling, let me know. And you only need to call me back if you want to sell, that type of stuff. So there's some killer scripts around that. Okay, it's that easy in less than just a couple of minutes. I don't know how long that took us. I don't know how long that took us, but not a lot of time. I was able to get a very targeted list of people that have equity, that have vacant properties that are in the area. And there are so many things we can do with this. We can go after bankruptcy. We can go after foreclosure. We can go after estate sales. We can go after divorce situations. We can go after involuntary liens. It's endless. We have so many things that we can do here in finding motivation and then scrubbing that against equity.